Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to my stream. As announced, we start now with our so-called Fields of Innovation. It's a special format, and the challenge for the guests we welcome right now is speed. They have to bring it to the point. The topic is industrial AI, and I'm pretty sure, although it's a challenge, our presenters are well prepared. Our first guest is the CEO of Senzoro, Mr. Markus Loinig. And now, Mr. Loinig, the stage is yours. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Christian. Welcome. My name is Markus Loinig, CEO of Senzoro. I've optimized factories for more than 10 years. First at Daimler, later as a consultant, and now with Senzoro. And on the beginning of each project, I did always ask the production leader this question: what is the most annoying part of your job? And the answer was always along the lines like this: Markus, what really annoys me are the constant surprises of my machines. And it goes on. I just don't know when another vital part of my company, my factory, will fail. And I get these wake-up calls from my colleagues in the middle of the night. In order to help leaders like him, we did develop BeepMeep. BeepMeep is a smart maintenance system which uses ultrasound and artificial intelligence to predict failures in roller bearings and gearboxes. So how does BeepMeep work? BeepMeep is a mobile system, so you don't need to install permanent sensors. It consists of a rugged industrial tablet, which you can see on the left side, of a powerful ultrasound sensor in the middle, and you just need to place the sensor for a few seconds on the asset and start the measurement. AI will display a health score a few seconds later, which gives an indication if the bearing is okay or not. On the right side, you can see this bearing is fully okay because the max health score is 100. So there are many spooky things out there called AI. But in some cases, it's just a simple logic programmed by humans. So is BeepMeep really AI and highly innovative? So let me explain how it learned to identify damaged bearings. We did start our first ultrasound measurements 3 years ago. At this point in time, no one knew if this approach will work. There were just a bunch of research papers. At the beginning of 2019, we did have our first AI, which was able to identify a damaged bearing. And with more and more data, we were able to predict into the future. Meanwhile, BeepMeep has seen over 20,000 samples, and we have built the biggest database of its kind. In order to secure the data of our clients, everything runs on the tablet. So there is no cloud or internet needed. So who is buying BeepMeep? Our customers are manufacturers, machine manufacturers, and machine operators alike. Machine operators use it to reduce downtime and reduce their maintenance costs. Machine operators use it to upgrade their machines because they have a reliable and working solution for predictive maintenance. To give you one example, one of our clients is Holz. It's one of the major timber processing industries factories in Austria. So what is different there? This factory now runs with less surprises and with reduced change intervals. But the real cost savings is achieved by extending the lifetime of bearings. So whenever a bearing gets changed, we do also analyze the bearing and provide recommendations how to improve the lifetime. In this case, we did heavily work on lubrication, and this process did overall increase the knowledge of the team around bearings. Another example is from the paper industry, where slow-turning bearings are a major headache. And in a manufacturing line like this, you can imagine if one bearing fails, the entire line comes to a standstill. On the other hand, if you change it too early, it really adds up to your costs. So one of BeepMeep's specialities are slow-turning bearings. So we are currently active in Europe, focused on Austria and Germany, and we are now building sales channels around the world. If you want to know more about us, you can visit us at senzoro.com, and we do also have a YouTube channel where you can see many live demos. And maybe one thing, it's never the right time to start predictive maintenance, but the sooner you start, the greater your edge. I guess back to you, Christian.
Thank you very much, Markus. First of all, you really took it serious with the speed presentation. This was really rapid and speedy, but it was very understandable. And if I may say that personally, BeepMeep is a very, very interesting title because it reminds me on Meep Meep what the Roadrunner does in the Disney comics, and this is something that you remember. But I have a serious question, of course. You said that about 3 years ago you started with collecting data, and in those days it might have been a little strange to say, "Give me your data." Was that one of the biggest challenges, or what were the biggest challenges when you started?
Yeah, I mean, it's technology, so there were a lot of challenges, but maybe two stand out. So the first is actually how to get access to data. Yeah, so because it's a highly confidential place typically. But I've spent 10 years in the industry, so I had this network where I have access to factories. And the second is we do have our own hardware, made in Austria, so to speak. And same as with Apple devices, if you control hard and software, you can innovate very fast. You can integrate feedback from clients very fast, but it's very complex. But meanwhile, we figured it out how to manage both aspects of this solution.
Would you say, because you are an Austrian-based company, that there is more trust because Austria is trustworthy?
It actually helps a lot. Yeah. So Europe, Germany, Austria kind of helps to build trust. That's indeed true. Yeah.
So our European heritage works. I thank you very much for this vibrant presentation. Wish you all the best. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Markus Loinig, ladies and gentlemen. And now